teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Reds, monsters of the Midway. Knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85.
Take a look at Chicago, you can smell it in the air. There's a hungry team called Soldier Field going nuts, jumping out their chair. Teams rather be anywhere but here. We don't care if it's below zero. Let it jump before the snow, we still gon' break holes. If we win the point fit, we choosing to kick. Cause we got a defense that love to hit. Polarize the link with our smash mouth beats. Slicing up teams like Mike Singletary. Forever repping the seat, making Papa Bear proud. Giving Chicago something to shout about.
We the Reds, monsters of the
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Panda and Grizzly Show. I'm Brian the Grizzly. I got Tank Kramer on my side left. I got Panda right down here. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Hey, guys. Yeah, it's like, which one's the Lil? Yeah. Which is weird. It's 2 days left, guys. 2 days left. We've been talking about this draft for 6 weeks. Now we got 2 days left to the draft, and one thing is, I think is certain. One, Caleb Williams is going number one.
No, yeah.
Matter of fact, I believe they might even have a contract ironed out, honestly. And I think if the NFL will allow it, they will announce it.
Yeah. I can see that.
I remember, I can't actually remember what year was this, but there was a time where the Dolphins had the number one overall pick, and they said who they were going to choose before the draft. And then I can't remember who's number two said who they were going to choose before the draft. And number three said who they're going to choose before the draft. And they already had everything panned out and whatever. It took a lot of excitement away from the draft, except.
And that's why they actually made the rule. You're exactly 100% right. That's why they made the rule that you cannot announce it until the day of the draft.
Yeah, because now the team on those fourth and fifth, they're like, if that's true, what we're going to do, we're going to start trading and get ahead of the curve.
Yep. I mean, I think that's what smart teams do, right? I mean, smart teams will figure out exactly what they're going to do. They'll have scenarios for what this is what happens, and a scenario for this, and a scenario for that. If this happens, we can do this, and all those things.
Yeah.
So
6 weeks. I thought it was longer than 6 weeks. It seemed longer than 6 weeks.
Seems like forever because we were talking about Justin Fields for a long time. You know, so it wasn't just draft; it was Justin Fields, and then he got traded to Pittsburgh Steelers, where I think is the perfect place for him. And I wouldn't be surprised if we hear the next 2 or 3 weeks that his fifth year year has been picked up. Would not be surprised at all. And it was funny is from that draft, guys. You now realize that everyone but Trevor Lawrence has been traded or released from that draft. Every single quarterback. It's crazy.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, what are the odds that Zach Wilson wears number 3 in Denver?
I think he wears whatever the hell they give him. He's like, hey, can I choose my number? They're like, hell no, sit down.
Shut up.
You're number 0. You're 0 because you're nothing.
You realize so he got traded. It was Zach Wilson and a 7th round pick for a 6th round pick.
What?
It was him and the 7th round pick to get the 6th round pick back.
Wow.
You had to give a player your 7th round pick. You got one extra throwaway pick.
Yeah.
And they had to eat half his salary. Each team had to take $2.75 million of the salary.
Yeah.
At that point, I would just retire. Like, fuck it.
I think it's an insurance plan for him, you know? And then, you know, go back to a place where, you know, closer to where he played college ball, an area that he feels more comfortable in, and see if that could change his luck around. Because the truth is with Zach Wilson, he was a quarterback that needed to be, you know, brought along slowly, that needed to be developed. He was a developmental quarterback. And unfortunately, he started when he really needed to be sitting for 2 years. You know, so because of those things, I think that's what hurt him. But if he goes to another team it's possible that Denver, reclamate, saves his career, and he sits behind another quarterback who's ready to play, or even a veteran who's ready to play and learns how to play the game, and then they trade him. Or Denver could do what I'm hearing that they're going to do. The Denver Broncos are heard to be trading out of number 12 back to number 23 and picking Bo Nix.
And I heard that too. I heard I didn't know the details, but I heard they want to go after Bo Nix.
Who are they going? Who are they trading with?
I think it might be Minnesota.
Yeah.
That would be smart, Minnesota, right? Because now they'll have 11 and 12 trying to move up. And then what do they get in return? They get next year's second round pick in return.
Yeah. That's not bad. Do you think they would take those 2 picks and maybe move up a little bit higher to get a QB? I mean, or the
reason why they're going that far back down is because Bo Nix is not worth trading where they are.
Yeah.
So they want to get more compensation and drop back further and then grab him then.
Yeah. No, I meant Minnesota. If they do trade with Minnesota, because you said Minnesota will get 11 and 12.
So they'll have 11 and 12. Yeah.
Would they trade? Would they give up 11 and 12?
Oh yeah,
move up somewhere in the top.
Oh no,
I
think top 3 or 4.
It'll be 11 and 12 in next year's number 1.
Yeah.
To be.
Did you go to Arizona?
I would go to Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if Arizona takes that deal, because then they'll have 4 first rounds.
They will have, because they had to trade their picks. They'll also have 3, but then they'll also probably get another first round next year too. So they have 3 this year, 2 next year. They are like 3 second rounders this year too. So they have like 6 in the top 2 rounds. That's how you rebuild the team quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the next 4 or 5 years, because then salary cap issues. Because if you won't,
because you have all draft picks, so you have 5 years to go through all those draft picks.
Well, and then all the money's going up, isn't it? Because of the new deals.
Salary caps are going up. Yep.
Yeah, salary caps along with the players' salary as well.
That's true, but I think that actually they're going to start steadying. So I think quarterbacks are going to catch a focus point where it's just going to start balancing back out. I don't think you could afford to pay someone more than $52 million. So I think that's going to start to even out a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right.
$52 million per year.
Here's the moment I wanted to ask you guys. So the Bears are number 9, right? Kadani first. Let me read what he says first before I bring up what I got. All right. What's going on, guys? 48 hours away from the off-season Super Bowl. Brian, if Chicago decides to trade up using their number 9 pick, who do you think they'll trade up for? With who and for what? And that's the reason I'm bringing this up, because it's exactly what I was going to ask. Mm-hmm. So the reports are now that the Chicago Bears, we've already heard they love Marvin Harrison Jr., correct?
Yeah.
Well, the word is the Patriots might be willing to move down to 9. Ooh. Take the Chicago Bears 9. Take the first for a first next year and a second next year. So the Bears will take their first this year, first next year, and second next year. Give it to the Patriots. The Patriots only got to go down to 9 and still get a blue chip player.
Yeah, man.
So
that's giving up a lot.
It is. And it gives you the 3rd pick of the draft.
Can you repeat that one more time?
So the Bears will be giving up the number 9 pick.
Right.
Next year's first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
And next year's second round pick. Most likely Carolinas.
Mm-hmm. That's
right. And they'll get the number 3 pick overall. What do you guys think about that?
I love Fredo.
I'll play devil's advocate. I'll get that. I'll pull the trigger on that deal and see if anybody else wants that.
But then why you trade up?
Yeah.
So now I have the number 3 pick, and let's see what people want for the number 3. If it's better than what I just gave up, then take it. If it's worse, then go ahead and pull the trigger, get the player.
Then why would they trade it to you if you had someone that's willing to trade more?
It's just options.
No, but I'm saying that the reason why you're trading up, you have to have a reason for it. And
yeah, because you're adding a middleman basically. It's like, why are the Patriots gonna give that to the Bears when the Bears can go somewhere and get even more for it? You know what I mean? It's like,
if the Patriots could go somewhere else and get more for it. Why would we do that?
Yeah, because the Pats would be like, oh, well, they're giving me this, so I'm just gonna skip that middle roundabout.
I'm just gonna go right to the person who's gonna give me the more.
Just,
let's give me the 3 first rounders.
But you don't have a 3rd round pick though. See what I'm saying? If I have the 9 and I go ahead send this package in and get the number 3, what's more valuable, the 3 or the 9? The 3. So now we want to see who wants this 3. Okay, so I got 10 minutes on the clock. I think 12 minutes.
No, but you traded away your first and second next year. So
I understand, but how do you know if the next team is willing the next year's first round and the next year's second and third round as well for the number 3?
They would have given it to the Patriots.
Yeah, they would have given it to the Patriots.
They would have given it to the Patriots originally.
Yeah.
They would just said, okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Even though I'm arguing with Fredo, I kind of understand what you're saying, because the whole thought process around this is the Bears are trying to be the Texans next year of last year.
Yeah.
So you get Marvin Harrison Jr. and you have Caleb Williams. So you get the best player in the draft along with who you think is the best quarterback in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
You walk away and say, okay, I got the best weapons, period. And Marvin Harrison now learns under Keenan Allen, who's an unbelievable weapon. You have now one of the best wide receiver position groups in all the NFL. And if Marvin Harrison Jr. turns into Justin Jefferson, do you care? Like, do you care what you gave up? Does it matter? Do you have room on this team if to even add more because you've given up this stuff? So
is there gonna be enough room for egos though?
Yeah,
I thought Grant Hill. Grant Hill, this is just like a rumor, what if kind of scenario kind of thing.
So but this is something that they have been saying on TV. This is something that has been on the radio. It's so Bears going to 3, the Bears going to 5, and the Bears going to 6. All right, so and here's the thought process between all of them. Bears going to 3 because Marvin Harrison is not going to go past Arizona if they don't trade.
Mm-hmm.
Bears going to 5 because they're afraid that all 3 wide receivers will be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Same reasoning for the Bears going to 6, and you give up less.
Mm-hmm.
To go from 6 to 9, 9 to 6, you could probably give them a second and a fourth.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the reasons we're talking about, and it's a real thing. We're having multiple people saying the Bears are really looking to trade up, which I thought was stupid. But this could be happening.
So everyone, like, this whole them moving up to 3, 5, and 6 and everything is going after a receiver.
Yes.
Are we not worried about the O-line? You know what I mean? You're giving up all this draft capital, to get a great receiver, and like you said, if you go with the number 3, probably the best guy in the draft, with Marvin Harrison. But you're not going to have anything to pick up a center or anybody at that point. You only have 4 picks, and you're giving
you're
up
not trading anything out this year,
yeah, but then you're losing out on next year, which is starting to run thin. So it's like, what are you going to have, like 4 this year, 4 next year? Like,
if the Bears win 12 games, does it matter?
I mean, it doesn't matter if that's the thing, but it's like you're getting the best. Think Caleb is good, and you're getting the best receiver core in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have the guys to protect Caleb, does it matter?
Depends on how Ryan Poles thinks the offensive line actually is. If he believes Braxton Jones is that guy, he's good enough to be that guy, and he's good on the other side, and he's happy with guard, and he believes that the center, the future center, is on this team. He's going to draft one in the third round too. If that's what he believes, that he's only going to go after center, edge, wide receiver, quarterback, and that's all he's going after, I mean, why would he be upset?
Yeah. Well, I just don't know if Braxton Jones is the dude. I don't know if he's the guy.
I don't think so either, but I don't think you get Joe Alt. I don't think you traded for Joe Alt. Yeah. And apparently the Bears have J.C. Latham second after Joe Alt.
Which is good.
But the gap between Joe Alt and J.C. Latham is a chasm.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that when we were doing the mock drafts a few weeks ago. Yeah.
That's the guy. I like that guy. I want him on the Bears.
Say, what's up, guys? 2 days away, I heard the Cardinals number 4 is for sale to the right team. And technically, I think the Cardinals number 4 is for sale to Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And that's why the whole thought that Minnesota would trade up to get better picks, to get to trade with the Cardinals to get number 4. Because if they could figure out a way to not have to give up 3 number 1s, they will. This is what they're thinking. So what if I give you a 11-12 and a second round now?
Yeah.
And I can keep my first round next year. So I understand what Minnesota's thinking. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, just imagine if the Bears move up to 3, we get Harrison. So there now.
The Cardinals are definitely trading.
Yeah, 100% at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So now trade in Minnesota. Now Minnesota will have Daniels. And
no, they go in JJ. They go in JJ.
Yeah.
Minnesota's going JJ. Which would be, Jaden Daniels is most likely going number 2, even though he doesn't necessarily want to go Washington. I think that he is the best. That's the best fit for him. And if Jaden Daniels doesn't go number 2, the Patriots aren't trading with the Bears. Because Jaden Daniels is the quarterback they want.
Right.
Not to mention, Las Vegas would give anything to be able to trade up to get Jaden Daniels. Anything. So if Washington doesn't take Jaden Daniels number 2, it changes the entire draft, because now the Raiders are looking like we'll give all of our rest of our draft to get this guy. So because once again, you remember Antonio Pierce was a coach for Jaden Daniels when he was 18 years old, and has pushed him and has known him since that age. So this is like someone that he loves. And Jaden Daniels actually said on a podcast yesterday, was talking about how much he loves Antonio Pierce and will love to be there, even though he doesn't think that'll happen. He said, you have to give up a lot.
Yeah.
But if Washington makes that decision, it changes everything. All right, I'm going to go through some of these things quick. Sorry. This is a rumor about the Pats moving down to 9? Yes, that's a rumor that the Pats are looking to move down, but they don't want to move too far down because they still want a blue chipper. They want a blue chipper, but they want to be able to get more picks in the future. Oh,
did somebody hit pause?
I can't hit the thing. You have to run the table sometimes to rebuild. It's still going. You say that, right?
I mean,
this rebuild is still going. But understand what did the Texans do, right? The Texans were a much worse team than we were, right? They're supposed to have the number 1 pick till lovey them.
Yeah.
That's how bad that team really was. But once you got the quarterback, once you got that great defensive end, probably the best. So you got quarterback and the best player in the draft. The best quarterback, the best player in the draft. And that changed their team 100% around, and they made it to the playoffs.
Yeah. And just, I mean, granted, they didn't go far in the playoffs, but being a rookie,
they won the first round. They went to second round.
Yeah, they went second round. Yeah, but being a rookie and going to the playoffs, man, you're getting that experience super early in your career. And there's people that can go almost an entire career and not get that experience. So first year you get that experience, and then you get that taste for it, and you just want it, and now you're just like, when your starting off level is already that high, it's just like you mentally you're in another place of like you need to go better, do bigger.
And even more comparable,
Yeah.
the Texans had a lot of money this year too, and they traded out of the first round because they wanted more second round picks. They're going to spread it around to get roster builders, right? And then they spent money this offseason to get Danielle Hunter that we wanted, right? They were able to get the things that they needed to make the team a legitimate Super Bowl contender. So the thought process is get the best two players. Then the next year, you don't worry about the draft. You go free agency, just fill in holes because you already have a young team that's good.
Yeah.
So that's the thought process behind it. All right. Pepe says the gap between Marvin Harrison Jr. and the rest of the receivers isn't big enough to trade up for him. They have flexibility at 9. I hope that Rome falls or takes BPA. In my heart of hearts, I would rather the Bears get Rome Odunze at 9. But would I be angry if they traded up for Marvin Harrison Jr. and because they figured he is that guy?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a lot of they said they have flexibility at 9. I mean, they really do. They can, if they can go big and get Marvin Harrison, I think they will. But it's not like the end of the world for them, you know what I mean? They're like, oh crap, what are we gonna do? They're able to all right, well, Rome Odunze and stuff. And then even all over social media, Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams were on the plane together. So they were like all social media, they were posting stuff together. So that was kind of like funny.
Oh man, I think that's really interesting.
This is very interesting. I think it's gonna be. I don't think that's gonna be a right move.
I think it'll be dangerous. It's definitely a risk. It's the same risk that the Texans made, and especially when you look at Marvin Harrison Jr., I think he is a game-changing type of wide receiver. I think Malik Neighbors is too. I believe Rome Odunze could be really special too. Rome Odunze is 6'3", running a 4.4 40. I think doesn't have as high of a ceiling, but he can be just as good. Rome Odunze could end up being your special player, and you stay where you are, and you continue to have your picks. So I hear you, but here's the problem: what if all 3 of them are gone? If that's the thought process, and he's hearing that all 3 will be gone by 9, and he doesn't want to trade back and get Jarrett Verse or J.C. Latham. If he needs to get a wide receiver, then why not just trade up and grab one?
Yeah, then it's like
because I think there's more. Okay, so I think there's more receivers out there. They're not as high as caliber, but there is some good talent out there. And I understand if let's pretend that we didn't have the number 1 pick and we were number 9 and we needed a receiver or whatever. I understand that move because you want to go up and get something. I understand the copycat system of Houston Texans. However, Texans didn't have much, but they went far. So now they went.
They have a lot.
Offense, offense and the defensive end. We're going to offenses, and I like what Kramer said because, okay, great, we have all these great offensive weapons, but who's going to block? We got some of the line pieces together.
We have someone there. It's not like we don't have people there. He spent a lot of money on just getting random dudes that he believes is a good line, and he did get deep. We have depth on our line. We have 2 centers that I think are both mediocre, but
I think
it is what it is.
I think going up to number 3. I don't know. We're going to 3. I was thinking, instead of Harrison. Sounds crazy, but that's just me because I'm the guy who fucking drafts 2 kickers and shit in Gronk in the first round.
Oh yeah.
So that's just
see I was with you until you said that.
How are you gonna pass the ball if there's no line? At least get another.
But we do have a line. It's not like we have no line.
Yeah,
we do have
they're not. It's not a horrible line. They ended the season a lot better. And once the D line got better, the O line got better because they weren't out there as much, so they were able to get a
And they
nice
got
rest in
healthy.
between. They got healthy.
When Tevin Jenkins was healthy, and and Davis was healthy, it helped out everyone else. And then if you could fix that center, I think that the line could be decent. And now you have 2 tight ends that could play on both sides, that could block also both sides.
Yeah.
So that also helps.
But I mean, that is something I'm still pretty concerned about is finding specifically a center, a solid center. But I mean, you can't pass up Marvin Harrison Jr., man. You can't. Like, you can't. Like,
it's like Grant Hill saying, like, but if you run the table because Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best receiver in the draft, I hope for Odunze to fall, and that's not a guarantee. If it's not a guarantee that Odunze will be there at 9, why didn't you just trade up and get the guy that you wanted to get anyway? And that's the thought process behind it.
Yeah.
I can't say
if like you said, if you're going to get Latham at 9, then you do what you got to do to move up and get.
But you're gonna get Latham at 15. You could get Latham at 17. So then you trade back.
Yeah. Then you would trade back, but I think he would trade up rather than trade back at 9. I mean, he could trade back at 9 if he really wants to play it, I guess, more safe. But I feel like if there's a good chance, I think he'll go for it.
I think everything you're saying makes sense, but let me read a couple of these comments, get through them. So keep you guys in mind, have 7 one-score losses. You win those games and you're in the playoffs. I think you guys are not that far from being at very least a playoff team, so only time can tell. That's exactly what I agree. I think we all agree with that. That we could have been much better. We should have won those games. We were ahead in 3 of them by a lot. What up, B?
Yo, what's up?
Never fails. He's always there.
Yeah.
Looks like he's working out for become a receiver.
Because Odunze is a great player, he had the highest contested catch rate with his hands, and his hands are just as good as Marvin Harrison Jr. Actually, Odunze's hands are better statistically than Marvin Harrison Jr. A great receiver class this year. And Malik Neighbors is more explosive than both of those guys. At 6 feet tall, and he has the ball in his hand, he's gone. Marvin Harrison Jr. is the safest draft pick. I think Rome Odunze is the most well-rounded. And we saw what he could do in that Washington game. He was the only guy who could do anything, and he was doing it. He made Penix look great. So I am a Odunze fan. But Marvin Harrison made Cord is like your best high school quarterback. That's what he played with last year. And he still did put the numbers he did because he was unguardable. Yeah. If the Pats trade down to the Bears, the Bears want Harrison. If the Chargers trade out of 5, depending on how the draft works, Odunze is going to LA. I think, Odunze will go there if Marvin Harrison is gone. The report today was that if the Chargers do stay at 5, they're the most willing to trade out. If they do stay at 5, they're either going Joe Alt or Marvin Harrison Jr., which makes Tennessee nervous, right? Because Tennessee wants Joe Alt. But if let's say Marvin Harrison, say everyone stays pat, Marvin Harrison goes 4, Joe Alt goes 5, that puts the Giants in a different place. What do they do? That puts Tennessee, who needs an offensive tackle, in a different place. Guess what's going to happen? The domino effects will happen that Rome Odunze will be there for you at 9.
Yeah, which is, oh God, that would be like the best case scenario, super best case scenario if they go that route, But this year, like how you just said, it's like it's gonna be so much fun because it's like it really, like, if these guys do this or if these guys do this, like literally like the first 5 picks like determine almost the whole first round, you know what I mean? And then from there it's just like everyone's gonna start jockeying for position and moving around and this and that, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you have to have multiple plans going.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the only guaranteed pick in the top 5 is the Bears.
Yes,
you don't
Caleb
know.
Williams is going up 1. That's all we know.
Yeah, that's all we know.
Right. Now, depending, like Kramer, you said it right. Depending on what happens, who gets May or what's the other guy? Shit, Daniels.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels is probably a guy that most likely will be there. But Washington might have messed up when they brought all 4 quarterbacks in at the same time. The dummy, move. It's because they're new. There's new ownership. They didn't know exactly what to do. They made the mistake. It happened. So it honestly sounds like Minnesota on paper is going to be number 4 in that division. And plus, in a way, do you invest in the O-line with later picks in the draft? Trust Eberflus to improve the defense coaching wise? See, I think if you get a blue chip tackle, you replace Braxton Jones. If you don't get a blue chip tackle, you leave Braxton Jones there. Because there's nothing worse than drafting a guy and finding out the guy that you already have is better.
Yeah.
That's the fear. Yeah. What up, though? Brock Bowers, a possible draft target at 9. Rome Odunze or trade down for more day 2 picks. Here's the question about Brock Bowers. We already got 2 tight ends that are good. Like starting top 10 tight ends, we got 2 of them.
Yeah.
I think the tight ends, we're not going to even look at the tight ends here.
Yeah. If Brock Bowers is the best possible at 9, then we're trading down.
You trade.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Because we don't need it and we can get something for it. Rome Odunze at 9, though, that's 100%. Like, we're taking that. Like, before what's his name, Goodell's even off the stage, the Bears are already like, we got
someone's running. You can see them from the back. Someone's running in.
Ryan Poe's just chucking,
Exactly.
just screaming, Odunze.
He's our guy. He's like, come on, bro, come with me. Graniel says exactly. That's why you trade up for Marvin Harrison Jr. because he's a sure thing, the surest thing you can have because nothing's a sure thing. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at all. Wouldn't be mad with Bowers at 9. He's a special player and he won't get past 10 at the Jets at 10. The thing is, where is he going to play? You already spent your money at tight end. Where is he going to play?
We extended Clement's contract last year as well.
Yeah.
So
Bowers is great. If you want to like some really good details, you guys did your tight end breakdown with Bowers, and your rookie prospects with Bowers and all the other tight ends. Bowers
Bowers is here.
Team. Yeah.
Everyone else is better. And Jatavian, I love Jatavian. I really do, but there's no one in the same breath as Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers has been the best tight end coming out for the last 3 years, and when he was a rookie. I remember seeing him at Georgia. I was like, who is that guy? Oh, he's going to be drafted high. They're like, oh, no, he still has 2 years left of eligibility. I'm like, how? In what world?
Yeah. If we didn't have Komet and who's the other guy we just signed? Everett. Then that wouldn't be a bad move, but it's just not. It's not a necessity right now. So
if we didn't have Everett,
overall,
probably would have Bowers.
Exactly. I think overall, Brock Bowers is like a 6 or 7, most talented player in the draft. The next tight end, Jatavian Sanders, is like 47. He's 40 slots better than the next tight end. That's how good. And he really doesn't even play tight end. He really plays split ends slash. He's really a receiver. Just a really, really big. That's how good this guy is.
Is he like that? Who's that? Noah Fant guy. He's a tight end, but they use him more of as a third receiver. Was it from Denver?
Wish he was Brock Bowers.
Right.
I think the best comparison for Brock Bowers is George Kittle. Can run every route really fast, can split out, but also can play tight end. So I mean, that's you winning. Come on. And he's been that guy since freshman year. We got Martin in here. What up, guys? Martin, I'm waiting. Need to get back. You need to hurry up. That's what we wait count the minutes.
I know.
I literally have a clock right here that's going. Doo. You only got a couple more days left, man. All right, Pepe said, what about trade down to the 20s and taking the best center available? We haven't had a good center since Olin. You know I love Powers Johnson. You know I do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of capital to trade down from 9 to 20. That's a lot of draft capital.
No, it would probably be
at least 2 extra picks.
I think you could get a first round of next year and a second round this year. I think that's what you'll get. You know, and Jackson Powers Johnson is just that dude. So, and I love him, but there's possible that he escapes the first round.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So if you're going to trade down, you probably trade down, get you an edge rusher or offensive tackle, and then because you're trading down, you're probably getting a second round pick. Then you trade back up in that second round to try to get Jackson Powers Johnson. But it wouldn't make sense with all the deals that he made this free agency period, because you get all these inside offensive linemen. And so Poles said today specifically, to make this team will be very difficult. It's going to be very hard for any rookie to make this team. Because here's the line of questioning. The line of questioning was, are you okay with the amount of picks you have right now? Okay. And then Poles says, yeah, I'm very comfortable with the 4 that we have. We made an educated decision to have these picks specifically. And then they said, do you find it necessary to trade down from 9? Is that a foregone conclusion? And he said, no. Matter of fact, I could trade up. He volunteered that information.
Yeah.
He volunteered that, no one asked him if you're going to trade up. He volunteered that that's something he could do for the right player.
That's like Marvin Harrison Jr.'s like music to his ears.
I agree, but also you said Joel, right? So if the things are happening the way things are, we're talking about them happening, you could trade the 5 or 6 and get Joel.
Mm-hmm.
You could. That could be something that you're looking for, which I wouldn't be mad at either.
Where's he at right now? On CBS, they have him going at 7.
Yeah, go to Tennessee.
Yeah.
But the report of if LA stays, they're either taking Marvin Harrison Jr. or Joel. If Marvin Harrison Jr. goes at 4, guess who the Chargers are going to draft? Joel.
Mm-hmm.
So Harrison 4, Joel 5. That means, what are the Giants going to do? Well, if Minnesota hasn't traded up, the Giants might take J.J. McCarthy.
Oh, geez.
Right? So J.J. McCarthy is going to go high regardless. If Minnesota doesn't trade up, they get J.J. All right? Now 7. What does Tennessee do? They can't trade with any QB happy team, right? That really wants to trade up for a QB. They don't get the best offensive tackle. What else can they do? Well, then Tennessee goes Malik Neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
I think Atlanta, no matter what we see, I mean, everything's saying Atlanta's going defensive, going edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I've seen has been that. So that's you go with them going. Someone. I mean, it could be Jared Verse, but most likely, you're probably gonna see him go. What's his name? I mean, I don't see Latu at all.
Yeah,
I don't see Latu going there. But do Alabama. What's his name? I'm
Turner. Dallas Turner.
Turner. Yeah, Dallas Turner. So most likely Dallas Turner goes at, I don't know why, goes to Atlanta, which means the Bears didn't get Rome Odunze without having to trade up. But there's too many scenarios that could happen. So, but if Minnesota trades to 3, that scenario changes. If Minnesota trades up, I think Chicago has to trade up because now all 3 receivers could go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. This is all gonna happen Thursday night. This is all gonna happen Thursday night. You know.
I took off.
It has to. You have to be ready for anything to happen.
Yeah, I know you took.
I took off.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw that. Like, yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good one. See you guys later.
See you, man.
Cool. See you Thursday, man. Well, I won't, but
All right. They said that line was good, but Fields was the reason that the line sucked. So I think the process is why they're looking at receivers. No, see, and I think Fields was bad the first 4 games of the year because the offensive line in the middle was so terrible. You didn't have Davis. You had a terrible center, and Tevin Jenkins was out. So when your middle 3 people are out, there's no way for you to win these games. So you want to blame Fields, but I blame the offensive line getting hurt. I think this is a whole nother discussion if they were in all those games.
Yeah. Like, I guess people would want to blame, a quarterback like Fields, because like, oh, he runs, so therefore the line doesn't know what they're doing. But it's the opposite. The line is so damaged where Fields' only thing he could do was run. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe he can run out and he sees somebody down the field before he passes the line of scrimmage. So, but for the most part, especially not last year, but 2 years ago, that was a perfect example. That whole old line was just trying to figure it out. So he was running for his life.
When Braxton Jones came back, all of a sudden the Bears started winning games again. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marvin Harrison is drafted. Who's your number 1 receiver? DJ. 100%.
Yeah. DJ.
Marvin Harrison is your number 3. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a rookie. I think we talked about it last week or week before. Yeah. Keenan is older. DJ knows how to do stuff with the ball.
Young.
Keenan,
DJ Moore is still young.
Still super young.
Yeah.
And he that dude is the yak king, man. Like you can get him a 2-yard pass and he'll find a way to get you a first down or touchdown or something crazy.
You know what's funny though? Malik Neighbors is very much like DJ Moore.
Very
much so. Very explosive. Get on the ball. They're really good at running with the ball. Play running back in high school. That's the same type of player that you're saying. And that's why I think the Bears, if Malik Neighbors is there at 9, they would trade back. That's the reason. Because you already have someone just like it. Yeah. Just like
it. So young. Yeah.
I'm not blaming Fields at all, but that's what the analysts were saying. Analysts are stupid, especially Tannenbaum. Tannenbaum, you're stupid.
Oh.
I know, man, you have no reason to listen to me, but come on, man, you should know. You should look yourself in the mirror and just realize I'm stupid. You should be putting the makeup in the mirror, like put it on your face, put the whole clown suit on. Just.
Well, I'm sure he's playing a lot more football at a higher level than he has. So.
It's like, dude, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. There's a reason why you got fired at all the places. Because the stuff you say is just ludicrous.
Well, yeah. There's that one, and then I saw a highlight on Instagram or a reel on Instagram of Mel Kiper's all his his shit throughout the years. And I was like,
this guy's gonna be great. And then you find out. Awful.
How does this man still have a job? How does he still have a job? That's insane.
His hair just stood up there so nicely for such a long time.
That's what. Yeah. That blows my mind, man. Everyone gets mad at fucking weatherman for getting the weather wrong. But I was like, but that shit's constantly changing. You know what I mean? Like you're wrong all the time on all your picks. Like Johnny Manziel, he's the man, he's the dude, he's the guy. I was like, okay.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I have something else I wanted to ask you though. All right, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm performing like this. Give me 5 players you think will be traded during this NFL draft.
That would be traded?
Yeah. 5 players you could see traded during this NFL draft.
Like current players being traded for oh, excuse me, from the Bears or just in general?
Just in general.
Damn.
I'll give you one. T. Higgins.
T. Higgins, sorry, man. T. Higgins, I could definitely see that because they need to get rid of him. So might as well get something for it. You know what I mean? T. Higgins is a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, Grant TV said same thing. T. Higgins. You know, I'm trying to think of like running backs.
Well, there's a running back, but before you get to the running back, what about Brandon Ayuk? Because the 49ers have been chopping him all year.
Yeah.
Off season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Devontae Adams. Yeah, because he's not happy. Again.
Yeah, but they said they already said they committed to him being there.
Yeah. Yeah. He don't want to be there. Brandon Ayuk makes sense, like you said. That's a good one.
About Patrick Surtain.
I wouldn't even think about him.
They picked up his 5th-year option already. That tells me they're going to trade him.
Like you just waiting. Yeah. Yeah.
So now we have 2 years to control.
Mm-hmm.
Another one I don't think is going to happen, but Justin Jefferson, if Minnesota's going to restart rebuilding,
get some
trade
draft capital. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know, especially if the team is like we're rebuilding as a young, very talented player, I'm like, I'm out. Do what you gotta do. I'm out. You know, I would went out so bad.
Michael Parsons. But Michael Parsons, they already said you're going to get a contract from. Jerry Jones already said most likely Dak, CD, and Micah are all getting contract offers. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we said all those. We're missing the number one guy on 3 lists. Bleacher Report, ESPN, CBS all has one guy that we're missing.
Really? I thought T. Higgins would have been the number one guy.
Most likely traded.
Who? I have no idea.
And it has something to do with the Bears.
Really? Offense?
Yes,
offense. I'm not sure.
Well, we picked up a running back this offseason. Khalil Herbert, which I actually have been talking about.
Oh my God,
Khalil Herbert is on Bleacher Report. He's the number one guy that they're saying is going to get traded.
That would make sense. That would make sense. You already got Swift. You need draft capital.
Yep, Swift is got 3-year, $24 million contract.
Yeah, yeah, damn, yeah, Herbert, yeah.
You got Johnson, who you drafted high last year.
Mm-hmm. Who's still good? He's really good, you know. But yeah.
And then with these weak running backs that are coming in right now.
Ooh, Herbert to Dallas.
I've been screaming that for a long time. I've been screaming it. Herbert to Dallas makes so much sense to me.
What does Dallas have that we would want from them?
A 3rd round pick.
It was 3rd round. Okay.
Or maybe Herbert in the 3rd round pick to get a 2nd round pick.
Ooh. Wait, what next? Wait, do we have a 3rd round pick this year?
Yes, we do. Yeah, 2 first, a 3rd, and a 4th.
Yeah, 3rd and 4th. So you're saying him a 3rd for
their
second this year? So we have 2 first, 2 second, and then that 4th.
Well, we have no second, so we'll have 2 first and a second.
A second.
Yeah. So we're moving up again by using Herbert, who needs a better spot for them, because Ryan Post is the type of guy who wants to find a good place for all the players that he likes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And remember, Herbert averaged 4.3 yards per carry. Him going to Dallas could be a match made in heaven. It'd be good for all places.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good. Ooh, Ayuk to Pittsburgh.
I like that.
That'd be super, man.
You know, hey, I want Justin Fields. Hey, give him someone good, man.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Ayuk and Fields, just rip it apart. You know, because because then you got 2 guys who have, I don't know, something to prove, but like a chip on their shoulder for sure. You know,
and got a nice chip on his shoulder, and you have the best coach in the NFL, and Young, yes, yeah, I
That would
like
be
it.
scary. That would be scary.
I like
Where's
it. I like
Derpy?
that.
I know Derpy's probably like super happy with that one. That'd be really good. That'd be really good. I would eliminate that one. But Herbert, you know what, man? I completely forgot about Herbert. You know, because like everyone's talking about Swift, this and that, and you just, damn, yeah.
Here's the problem with what you're saying is Justin Jefferson to Cincy. The problem is Cincy doesn't have enough money.
Yeah,
Remember, they just paid their quarterback. So Joe Burrow is going his money after next year goes to $55 million.
Mm-hmm.
How do you afford Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase? This is not LSU. You actually have to pay well, I mean, LSU probably paid him too, but you have to actually pay him within the cap. So, but
which is why they want to get
way.
rid of T. Higgins is another reason.
But that's why they can't pay T. Higgins.
Yeah.
So how you gonna pay someone who's worth $10 million more?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, super unlikely.
I don't like Joe Burrow that much, so I can't say that. I think he's definitely benefited from great players around him, but he's learned how to get the ball out of his hands. So
yeah, when you have 2 number 1 receivers to throw it to, you know, Joe Mixon decided he knew how to play football again, you know, so
exactly. I mean, they couldn't
great
block work crap.
O-line.
No, they couldn't block work crap.
This past year.
But the defense was good. The defense was good.
Yeah. Well, Cincinnati, that not this past year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they were like great. Like great. And I don't know what the hell happened to that O-line.
No, but they're all off the line. Remember, Joe Burrow kept them getting sacked. Remember, Joe Burrow got hurt because he was sacked so many times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they had to go get a left tackle and a right tackle.
I might be thinking of something else then.
So here's what Bleacher Report says. Considering the relatively weak crop of running back talent in 2024 draft, only one ranks within the top 50 in the Bleacher Report scouting department, lays big board. There could be some strong trade interest in Herbert. He has proven to be an elusive runner, averaging nearly 5 yards per carry in his 42 career games. While he doesn't offer much as a pass catcher, he can still provide a strong return on investment for what you are likely to have to be a meager, day 2 or 3 pick. It might not be a great haul for the Bears, but it'll be a pick that will help rebuilding a team that's way far in one-dimensional help depth options in their backfield.
Mm-hmm.
So if they could get, a third rounder, as I'm saying, so Khalil in a third for maybe a second. Just saying.
Yeah.
Could be out there.
Yeah. Again, I think that would be a draft day thing.
If JJ goes to New York, Daniel Jones is traded. Daniel Jones is traded anyway. They're already done with Daniel Jones. Matter of fact, the Giants are now looking to trade up.
Oh, really?
They're looking for a quarterback. Yeah, now they're looking for one too.
Yeah, Daniel Jones he's done.
And I don't know if you guys understand that Brian Burns now plays for the Giants. So like a second and a fifth or second and something like that. Little. Like they're asking for two number ones, and now they got like a second and third or second and fourth, something like that. And do they have New York have enough money to do that and get a quarterback? I don't know, because they're still paying Daniel Jones. And even if they trade him, he's still on the books.
Oh, damn. That's the worst.
The salary cap doesn't go away from that.
Yeah.
So AJ Brown to New England.
Ooh.
I think they hold on to AJ for one more run at the Eagles.
Yeah.
Especially against Saquon.
Yeah.
I think they go one more time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think New England, they got to figure out a lot of things. I mean, receiver is one of them, but they still got quarterback is a big one. So.
And then where you traded for AJ Brown, you need that draft capital because you don't have enough talent.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be interesting. A team that could afford AJ Brown would be like the Cardinals. If they didn't want to go Marvin Harrison Jr. and they wanted to take 2 of their first round picks and trade it for AJ Brown, that's a win.
Yeah.
If they trade down and go get AJ Brown, whoa.
That'd be interesting. Man, that'd be really interesting.
I would like it. I love to see that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Cardinals are going to be super interesting this upcoming season. I think they're going to be really, really interesting with everything that's going on with them. I'm kind of curious to see
this
what happens.
draft. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they have so many picks,
Yeah.
and they can really. The draft is almost theirs. They could be the Detroit of last year.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, because of all the picks, that they could do something really great and build a really solid team, and do something really interesting for next season. Because because Murray's good. He stays healthy. I think he's gonna be healthy. He can play.
Oh, dude's not coming out with new games, so I mean, you good.
Yeah, there hasn't been a good Call of Duty game in a while, so wow.
Here's a good question. So, if the Giants move up, how does it affect the Bears at 9? It depends on where they go to.
Mm-hmm.
If say the Giants move up and they trade with the Cardinals, then depends on what Patriots do. But they could either get. I think they trade up if they want Drake May. I can see them trading up for Drake May. If Drake May is passed on and he's still on the board at 4, I can see the Giants trading up to get him.
Yeah.
And then that team saves the Cardinals only goes down to 6, and they still get a receiver.
Yeah.
And more stuff.
Yeah.
So actually, I don't think it hurts or helps the Bears. I think the same amount of players go no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a difference because you're talking about just then everyone around 3, 4, 5, and that might get switched around a little bit, but by the time it gets to 9 with the Bears, you still might have the same situation.
It actually might hurt them enough to lose Roma Dunte or encourage another team to trade out and the Jets jump up and try to grab them.
So, that'd be interesting.
Very interesting things. Right. Dude, so the draft's in 2 days. I can't believe in 48 hours from this time, we'll know who the Bears are drafting. Probably in both those picks. We'll know what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But with that being said, I did want to talk about one other thing before we got out of here.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Did anyone hear that the Bears are going to have an announcement tomorrow?
Yeah.
On the stadium?
Yeah.
Most likely the Bears are going to come up with a rendering for a stadium downtown Chicago, still owned by the Park District. We already went over why it has to be owned by the Park District. We told you about that. But it will be a domed stadium on the lakefront.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
tomorrow is that announcement.
But everyone's upset because it's not it's like what it's not retractable, and what they if you really read it, you see that it one side of the stadium will be open. So you still will, one side of the stadium will be open. So we gotta really see this rendering. It's going to be interesting. I want to see what the hell they're gonna do. But one side of the stadium.
I didn't know that. I don't know if it's going to be a thing because they're asking for half of the tab, which is about $2 billion, a little bit over $2 billion. I think it's like $2.3 billion.
But you also remember that they will own it.
Yeah, and they still don't own it. So they're asking the city of Chicago taxpayers for $2 billion. Meanwhile, they still owe a little bit under $700 million for Soldier Field and the current Soldier Field and guarantee rate field, which is the White Sox play. And the White Sox are also talking about getting a new stadium. So you got to deal with those guys, and that's more money. I don't know. I don't know if the city of Chicago, as much as they want to do it, I don't know if they can convince enough people to do it. I feel like the mayor wants it.
I think no. I think the Chicago Bears can convince people to want to do it. It's because the Chicago White Sox can't do it because they lose. Chicago Bears can do it because they're the team. The Chicago's known for sports. The Bears and the Bulls, the Cubs.
Yeah.
White Sox are like the ugly stepchildren. You know, yeah, I like the White Sox. Don't get me wrong, but they're still the ugly stepchildren.
Yeah, they're not a moneymaker. They're not a moneymaker. Yeah.
So it, as you said, $4.6 billion to execute, but $3.2 billion directed towards the building the new stadium itself. The other 1.4 dedicated to the infrastructure improvements around the stadium outside. So better tailgating, better, maybe not being able to put the stadium on the water, but maybe tailgating on the water, putting parking over there, a parking structure underground. And this thing, they'll actually tear down parts of Soldier Field and redo it again.
Yeah, because I was like, because Soldier Field would have to get downsized, for sure. Because they can't get rid of Soldier Field because I believe it's a landmark.
Yeah.
So, but you can
so it's just the columns and part of it are a landmark.
Yeah. The actual like stadium itself isn't, but it's the, like you said, that that little area outside,
which you can use for still tailgating, because they'll tear that down, put tailgating there, and then build on the south lot where the Soldier Field of the new field would go.
Yeah.
So it says the Bears would put up $2.3 billion in private financing, which will include some financing coming from the National Football League. So NFL will put the money in.
Yeah.
The plans also to ask for $2.3 billion for the public financing. Taxpayers will be charged with paying the proposed infrastructure improvements, the new stadium, as well about $1 billion of new borrowing money to finance the new stadium being built on the south of Soldier Field. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it is a part of this money will also be used to roll over the existing stadium debt, which will be paid off in 40 years. But the new borrowing corresponding debt will call for a raise of 2% hotel revenue tax. There already goes towards Illinois Sports Facilities Authority. Debits that previous stadium renovations have been used. On top of asking the public for money, the Tribune says they got points towards dubious hurdles. The Bears coming tomorrow with a new stadium on the lakefront because of the friends of the lakefront or whatever it's called. So they're not going to go for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah,
and the Bears will have to get all revenue during the game, like for. So that's why the Chicago Bears would be willing to stay, because they'll get all revenue going on for those games.
For the games.
So the 8 games. That's why they'll be willing to put $2.3 billion.
Yeah. I still don't know, because you get the revenue for those 8 games. You know what I mean? But if you go to Arlington Heights, you get the revenue for everything. You know what I mean?
Okay, but how about this? This is something no one talks about. So Jerry's World, Jerry Jones doesn't own that, right?
Oh, really? I thought he did.
He leases it from another company because he doesn't want to run it.
That makes sense.
Because you're liable taxes, anything that happens, incidents, you're liable for all that. So you could be sued for things or something that you're not here to run. You're here to run the team. You want to get all the revenue from that. You don't necessarily want to have to run it.
Run the land and everything that comes with
all the improvements that come along with it. And then you have to can't be a mom and pop shop. You have to become a conglomerate. You have to become a corporation, because you need more people being able to do it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's turning them off from Arlington Heights. Not the tax money, the idea that they have to be a much bigger company.
Yeah.
Than what they are right now.
Yeah. That I can see that. That makes sense. I didn't even think about that, where you have to be a company in order to run like property, in a sense,
so
where
all the people that work in all those vendors
football organizations
now work for the Bears.
Yeah.
They'll now, they'll have to work for the Bears. Everyone on the outside, all those malls and all the stores fronts, property of the Bears. All those things change because of that. So maybe they don't want to have all that going. As I said, Jerry Jones does not own the Dallas Stadium.
I didn't know that. I thought he did. That's crazy. Yeah.
He doesn't want to have to deal with those things. So
Yeah. I mean, if you put it that way, I mean, it makes more sense where like let the city deal with all the headaches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah. Damn. Be interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
I'm wondering why are they doing this right before the draft?
Right? Or is it just a coincidence?
No.
Or is it like, look what's going on? We're building a championship team. We're doing this. Look at all the stuff we're doing to improve our organization. Don't you want to be part of this kind of thing? Don't you want to be, bring another championship to Chicago kind of thing?
I'm a conspiracist. I believe that he's doing it right before you draft Caleb Williams because they think the team's going to be behind drafting Caleb Williams, and so all the noise will be about the Bear Stadium on Wednesday. On Thursday, it's will be about Caleb Williams and whoever you draft at 9, and then on Friday, you forgot all about the damn stadium. Talking about the Bears going to be good enough to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like a Friday news dump doing it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because the NFL is going to rule the rest of the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So you have no worries.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to say, does Jerry Jones own the AT&T Stadium? No, the city of Arlington is the owner of AT&T Stadium. Dallas Cowboys is the operator on lease terms, the term completing in 2039. When lease expires, it'll probably be time for a new home being built for the Cowboys. So once again, they are leasing it, but they are the operator on that lease.
That's crazy. So the city owns the stadium.
Yep.
Damn.
So that's why I say this is not too far off of what's been happening anyway.
Yeah.
So Anthony's in. What's up, Anthony? I had an idea. What if Chicago did the Texans and drafted Caleb Williams and trade up from Marvin Harrison Jr.? That's exactly what we were talking about, man. That's exactly what we were talking about. And the Texans we have the precedent from the Texans doing it and how good they became just by doing it. And it's not the idea of getting an offensive player and defensive player. It's about getting the best player in the draft and the best quarterback in the draft. That's the idea.
Yeah.
Have the best player in the draft and the best quarterback in the draft, and now we can ride up to the sunset and do this big things.
Yeah, so. Which you can argue are better than last year's. So if these guys did it, and they got here, we're getting better guys. Can we go even higher? Plus, they already have a great team, a great defense in place. Yeah.
Oh man,
it'd be interesting. It'd be super interesting.
We got a lot of questions to come forth, but finally we get some answers. In less than 48 hours, we're going to have a lot of things coming on. In less than 24 hours, we're going to see the rendering for the new stadium downtown. We got a lot of things going on. We'll be talking about it on Sunday. And tomorrow on Dynasty Pylon, I think me and Mark will be having a discussion about this draft, but we'll be less focused on the Bears and more focused on the rest of the NFL and what will happen. So we'll be doing that tomorrow at 7 Central. And we will then be there on Sunday morning. Hopefully I'll be there and not see C2E2. We'll have to see.
Oh, we'll see. Yeah.
I might be a C2E2. It might be a Mark and Martin special. So we'll see how that goes. But I love you guys.
Thursday we'll probably be most likely doing a watch party.
We got a watch party for draft. So that's going to be so much fun. I mean, I can't believe we're going to have all this stuff, all this official stuff. We finally see Caleb Williams, and he's probably going to have Chicago Bears lining in his damn jacket or something crazy like that. I wouldn't be surprised. But this is what it is. Let's see. Great show, guys. Good night. If Caleb Williams is officially it's official, why Chicago did to make it known? Because they can't. The NFL made it a rule. You can't do that right now. Yeah. So something that we used to see all the time, but now they can't actually release that information.
Yeah. Like you said, they probably have a contract on the side ready to go. So, as soon as 7 o'clock Central rolls around and his name gets called, he's walking off the stage, signing that contract.
He got a check in one hand. Let's go. And the funny thing is he doesn't even have to. You gotta remember, Caleb Williams is a millionaire.
Yeah.
He's already a millionaire for USC.
Wow.
You know, he already made that much money in USC. So like he's doesn't have to sign a contract. He could push the rookie signing level. So I hope the Bears did figure that out. They have talked about that and figured out those things out before they draft him. If not, we're going to have a very long summer.
Oh, jeez. Don't put that evil on me.
All right, guys. We'll see you on Thursday about this NFL draft. See you Wednesday on Dynasty Pylon. Thank all you guys for coming in, talking to us, and all your comments. We out here, guys. See you later.
Later.
We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard.